Hey folks, Ace TCG here, and in today's video I actually have a really cool video. So this is one of the last versus videos that I'm going to be doing on the BT6 and EX1 format. So yeah, we've got BT7 coming up in the next 2 weeks, I think it is. On the Sunday coming up will be the first pre-release from my locals, and then the Thursday after will be the second, and then we'll be really rolling in it, starting to get some really cool stuff up. So this video is actually taking part in the Team Crit Hit and Critical Hit Games Digimon circuit, which is actually a really cool idea that Team Crit Hit has come up with. It's a tournament that's going to be spanning out through the year from what's been described to me. The link to it is below for the next one that's going to be happening in March. It'll be really good practice for Leeds Fest if you're based in the UK, and just some really good practice like overall. But yeah, you can get some really cool playmats. They do some stuff, so check them out, check out the channel. They do some really cool stuff. And yeah, so we've got LordKnightmon that I'm playing. I've tested out some really funky stuff, so you'll see some pretty cool text in here. And then we're playing against Kyle from Team Crit Hit, and he's going to be using Jesmon, which obviously, if you've seen the new Mulligan rules that could potentially be implemented and tested for DigiFest, Jesmon's going to gain from that. So Kyle's going first because he rolled that there 6. My hand is terrible. I have 5 ultimates and I have 1 mega. However, Kyle doesn't have a very good start because he opens by playing a Blanc. I go ahead and just think, cool, I'm a yellow player, I don't have a brain, I'm just going to hard play a Knightmon and remove the Blanc. But no, realistically, yeah, I just play the Knightmon to get rid of the Blanc to give him as least potential value as possible. Kyle's going to go into a Rookie and then into a Greymon, the Security Plus Greymon, which is a great card for him. And then he plays a Bauhookmon. He sees 2 Jess there, so he takes them both, which, yeah, you like a double add. Yeah, my hand still stinks a little bit, however now I can go into a LordKnightmon, which is really cool, which is another reason as to why I just hard played an ultimate there. Not that I was particularly spoiled for choice. So it passes over to Kyle, giving him 2. He keeps his Greymon on raising and then Digivolves into a Bauhookmon here, which is, again, just another decent card. It looks like he's struggling for ultimates, which is something that Jesmon actually struggles with quite a lot. But he does have one in the form of Voltramon. It's not the one that he wants, but he goes with it. Last turn I drew a Pulsemon and I just top decked a Bushi there, so I Digivolve into the Bushi because I want to be able to have that on-play draw ability from playing it with LordKnightmon if that's what I want to do. However, here I do have a Knightmon, so I just swing with LordKnightmon at security and then hard play a Knightmon, doing minus 4,000 to that Bauhookmon. Kyle hits a Judgment of the Blade in his security, so he's able to play a System on Blanc back from his trash, which is good value for him because, well, yeah, just good value overall. He gets another draw, and now he has a blocker. So what I'm thinking here is I'm at 3, and he could potentially go into Jesmon, so I want to give him any amount of memory below 3. So I decide to hard play a Sirenmon because that's going to put him at 2. Unless he's running Gravity Crush, he's not going to be able to go into a Jesmon without passing the turn over here. And I've played against Kyle's list before, Kyle's Jess list, I should say, in particular, and I don't think he actually runs the Gravity Crush. So yeah, he goes into the Jesmon, putting me at 1. That's what I wanted. I can deal with this. This is the situation that I want, the preferred situation, I should say. So now he does have that Jesmon, and he has a Bow with 6k and a System on Blanc with 3k. I do have Valderarms in hand, so I'm thinking swing with LordKnightmon, play my cards, and then Valderarms to remove the value he already has on board. And then that means that if he wants to swing into my LordKnightmon that's rested, he'll instead have to swing into a Valderarms, which is going to give me 3 memory if he does so. So I swing with the LordKnightmon, play a Pulsemon using the LordKnightmon effect, and draw a card from the Pulsemon effect. Put LordKnightmon was swinging there for 15, but then I Digivolve into a Valderarms, giving Kyle 5, which is a lot of memory. However, now he's in a bit of a sticky situation, because yes, he does have a Jesmon. However, he has no other support with him, and depending on what his hand is, this is a weird one. He hard plays a System on CL here for 3, because of CL's own ability. Now, I'm not actually too sure why he does the CL here. It could have been that he wanted to make sure that he already had like the power and stuff. I don't know if he has another System on in his hand, but he decides to just go with the Judgment of the Blade here, and he swings into... it's a tough choice here because I have 2 ultimates and he doesn't have Savior. So he's going to hit me for a lot because he has the Voltramon and the Greymon. He decides to swing into the Knightmon. It has piercing here, so the Knightmon goes and he's going to have 3 checks from that Greymon and the Volcdramon, and then he's able to play that Systemon blank back from his trash again, giving him super good value, and this is why Jesmon is really cool. So first check is a Wargroundmon, and then the second check is a Spiral Masquerade, which is Kyle's worst imagination. The third check being a Dynus, which doesn't matter because Jess is currently at least 14 anyway because of his own effect. But now the issue is that the reason Jesmon is so good is because it has a lot of offensive potential and a lot of defensive potential because of the Systemons. And yeah, now that I've been able to remove them because he hit into that Spiral Masquerade, that defensive isn't looking as good anymore. So yeah, I'm looking to be in a pretty darn good spot here. He decides to just give me the 1 memory by going into a 2-cost rookie. I'm looking at my hand. I have that Renamon tech that I've been looking at. I did evolve into a Pulsemon in my raising here, and then I decide to just play it safe. And I'm going to swing at that Jesmon with my Valderoms here, which is what I do. And that's just because now he can't recover, and I think Kyle's going to look at his hand. There's not a lot he can do. And he decides to just scoop it up here, which is a very fair assessment. It's hard to come back when you're playing Jesmon against that. Kyle decides to go first here in this matchup, which is pretty decent for him. My hand is a lot better this time. I have a lineup all the way into LordKnightmon, and I even have a Super Stonk Monk in the form of 8mon, and I have a Sirenmon. So yeah, it's all around pretty good. Kyle actually has a decent start here. He's able to go into the Birdramon, which is a tech that Paul from Team Cricket has been running. Really, really cool, really nice card from EX1, definitely underrated. Check it out. Check out Paul's deck list for Jesmon on the Team Cricket channel. Card is pretty busted, makes the deck run smoother. I just Digivolve into a Kotemon here. I was thinking for a while whether I want to be able to hard play this, but I decided to go against that and to just put it in the raising. And then I go into an 8mon and I give 4 to Kyle, which I don't want to do because it's Jesmon. However, I want to be able to search my deck, and I'm looking for 2 things here. I'm looking for either a Knightmon so that I can play it from the LordKnightmon, or I'm looking for the card I took, Sakuyamon, because it's fantastic against Kyle. Now Kyle's in a weird situation. If he doesn't raise here, when he goes into his Jesmon, it's not going to be able to do any swings. So he raises up his Birdramon, and now he's looking at his hand. If he has all his pieces, he's going to be able to go into a Jesmon. He goes into the Volcdramon here instead of Savior, which is an actual quite interesting choice because we can see he has Savior in hand, and then he Digivolves into that Jesmon. Now he could be thinking here, I could get another Jesmon out of this after, and this could just be like a proxy Jesmon, which Jesmon players genuinely can do. If they have enough of the pieces in hand, they can make like a weaker version of like stack of Jesmon, and then just be able to once I put resources into removing that, be able to then rebuild another one. Also, apologies. I think someone kept knocking my camera while we were playing. It was really frustrating. Just walk around it, you know, a little rant. But I go into a Sirenmon and then into a LordKnightmon. I'm doing the old Boozle Basil from BT5 of keeping my LordKnightmon in my raising area and never bringing it out until I can win the game from it, which is very, very frustrating to play against, and quite. It's a weird one to play with because you have to bring it out at the real. If you're playing like this, you are all in, baby, for you to have to do this. Now Kyle's in a weird situation. He has a Jesmon, but if he swings with it, I'm gonna kill it. That's the plan. That's the pressure I'm putting him under. Now the main reason that you play like this is because of exactly that. I'm stalling him now. He. Not stalling in wasting time, stalling in he's not being able to just swing and blow me out. He red memory boosts here and he grabs, I can't remember what he saw, I do apologise. I drew for turn, drew a Renamon, which is a pretty cool card. However, he does have that Volcdramon in his stack, so it's only going to -1 check from it. However, it's still a bit of a deterrent from him. It means that, you know, if he swings, stuff's going to happen. It's going to be less security checks. I'm not going to take as much damage. So I do that. Renamon gives -1 check, but he does have the Volcdramon under it, so it's still going to be able to hit for 1. Looks like Kyle has a rookie here in the Hookmon. I think he took the Hookmon from the red memory boost. If I'm correct me if I'm in the comments if I'm wrong. He cracks that red memory boost this turn because he played it last time, so that delay effect's going to go off. Delay is a beautiful mechanic, by the way. I'm actually quite happy that they added it. And then he Digivolves into a Greymon in his raising. Now, what could be perfect for Kyle is if he can build into a second Jesmon in his raising, I lose this game. There's no amount of out of raising building that I could do that I could deal with 2 Jesmons realistically. Like, it's so much pressure. But he decides to play a Judgment here, which I think is a bit of a misplay, because he does have the Birdramon anyway, which is going to be able to destroy it anyway on swing, because Renamon only has 3k. So he realizes that misplay. I'm perfectly fine with letting him take that Judgment block, and he just swings at the security here. So he gets the 1 check because of the Voltramon. It would have been 2 if it wasn't for the Renamon, so I'm quite happy that I had it there. 2 smells, but he just hits into a Pydomon, which, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with. But now that's rested, so I'm thinking, woohoo, I can bring this LordKnightmon out. Kyle says, no, that's not the plan today. I'm going to go into a Blitz Omni, and I'm going to keep it stood, because, yeah, screw you. And he does that. Yeah, so I'm in a weird situation now, where if I raise LordKnightmon and swing, he can just use that Blitz Omni to swing into my Knightmon, my LordKnightmon, sorry. And that is a big pain. I don't have the resources right now to be able to deal with an Omnimon. So for the likes, I don't have like I don't have another Valderarms in my hand, which we saw earlier. Yeah. This is just a weird situation for me. I need to be able to build on the board, but I'm scared of that. And what else is really cool about the Omnimon in the Jesmon list is that that actually has some, like, it works with the Systemons, because it is a Royal Knight, and they go off Royal Knights and stuff. I hard play a Pulsemon, draw a card from the Pulsemon effect, and then Digivolve into an 8mon here for 2. Big Strong Monkey is really cool. I like Big Strong Monkey, makes very happy. But yeah, what I'm doing now is very similar plays to what you would do in the BT4 meta with Yellow or Greymon. I'm effectively baiting him. I want him to like overly value my 8mon here, so that he swings into it, has arrested Digimon, and then I can bring out my LordKnightmon and be like, shabam! Doing some really cool stuff. So he does that. He uses that options card that we saw earlier in the form of Judgment of the Blades. So now that Omnimon's able to swing into my 8mon, and I'm thinking, Baba Booey baby, we've got you now. As long as he doesn't play any funky shenanigans, I should be able to get rid of that Omnimon, and then be in a situation where I can play a Sakuyamon on top of my Knightmon, and then what are you going to do then, Sonny Jim? So yeah, I'm praying and hoping he doesn't have anything funky that could annoy me. He plays a Systemon CL here. Now, this is very important, and if you don't know in these matchups, it's not too important now because we're moving from BT6 and EX1. However, CL's effect gives plus 2k to the Omnimon too, like I said, because it's a Royal Knight. So that Omnimon's actually sitting at 16, which is a pain, because that means I'm going to have to put even more value into removing it. Luckily for me, I have a TK out, so I'm not memory stuck, and I also have a Starmon and a Knightmon that you can see there. So I decide to hard play the Starmon, give minus 2k to the Omnimon, and then I swing at the Omnimon with my LordKnightmon, and then that Knightmon effect that I'm playing from the LordKnightmon is going to give it minus 4,000, so that Omnimon just became 10,000 DP, and the Omnimon's effect of protecting itself doesn't go off because it was destroyed in battle. It wasn't destroyed by a card effect. I then Digivolve into a Sakuyamon, which you cannot see because of light glare, which smells, I do apologise. But I've got what I want. I've got what I wanted from it. I have a Sakuyamon out. Now Kyle Digivolves into his Saviour, but this is ideal for me. Even if he goes into a Jesmon and is raising here, when he raises it, it's going to have less checks. So I'm pretty happy right here. Yeah, he swings with a CL, hits into an Anjiwamon, which is 6k, so that CL goes bye-bye. Uses a red memory boost, gets a Voltron, a Bow, and then a Rookie. I couldn't see what Rookie it was. Is that Bio? I can never remember that. I'm so sorry. red Rookie bird thing. There you go. That's the correct. Google that and it'll come up. I promise you. It's a Rookie for red from EX1. There you go. I Digivolve him. I'm raising into a Bushy Agamon here because I don't want to play it for 5. And yeah, I'm thinking, cool, he could still make me cry by raising and then using another Judgment of the Blade and just wiping out my rookies. No, not my rookies, my Mega, sorry. So I go into a Unimon here so that if he does that, I don't cry as much because I can protect one of them. I swing with the LordKnightmon at security and play a Pulsemon, and I draw and gain a memory from Pulsemon for free, which is insane. Swing with the Sakuyamon 2, both of them hitting into rookies. I'm like, yes, it's all coming up me right now. So yeah, again, I'm a little bit worried about that there Jesmon, but for the most part, nothing too drastic to come up. Now what I am thinking here is I want to force him to have to use his red memory boost here, so I want to put him to 1. So I play a Starman, put him to 1, and what I've done this for is so that he can't use his Judgment of the Blade and stuff, so he can't like attack my stud stuff if he wanted to, but more importantly, he can't use his slip my mind options card that says options say no. I can't remember its name. I forget. Loads of the Digimons having a tea party. You know what I'm talking about. It's a crazy day. I'm tired. So Kyle's actually missing his Jesmon here, so he hard plays a Blanc. So I'm worried for pretty much nothing. He just hard plays the Blanc. Yeah, there's not a lot he can do here. I have a super wide board. So he just decides, okay, I top my Jesmon from the Blanc, I'm going to Digivolve into it and hope I have something in security, or hope that I don't have a way to like just deal with this stuff. However, I just drew a Spiral Masquerade. So I stand all of my cards, and as a super defensive player, I just think, for the meme, Spiral Masquerade here really clears the board and just leaves him with nothing. So I decide to do that, because this means that, worst case scenario, he's on 1 memory with no cards, and yeah, that was enough for Kyle. Kyle decides to scoop up, which is perfectly fair. He bricked a little bit at times and was not in a very nice situation throughout. Jesmon is always mean to Kyle, I will point that out as well. But that is the video. That is where we come from. Big thanks to Kyle for playing the matchups. I'm super excited to play some BT7 with him and people from locals and the team. From Team Crit Hit. So yeah, that'll be super cool. Thanks for watching the video, and have a great day.